The weekly service. Saber Sarm kind of building. Let's start it off with a little music, though. We need some music. I'll never play my theme music. Let's play.
Check it out one time. In the morning, when I'm yawning, give thanks, all the natural, the hot my ancestors, for you. 6 in the morning, nah, I'm just joking. I stretch a little bit and then let my eyes open. Curtain slide back to reveal the one. Rays trickle down my face, I could feel the sun. I stop for a moment and gaze. Even the baboons at noon raise their hands in praise. From a culture way back that's suspended in time. Let your third eye open, let me free your mind. In the morning, hands raise the sun. Like the incense up and pour a libation. In my eye, thinking on my natural. Giving praise, thinking my eye cool. Venerate my ancestors and the natural. Us all have ruled that the weekend prove that your best time. Can't forget your us. Every day that I wake, the breath that I take, why not my lifestyle ain't fake. I give praise to the lessons they brought. I listen in detail to all the information they taught. Grandma and grandpa used to keep me in check. I could find the same lessons in Patah Hotel. Shashank really made me reflect. So when I read the scrolls of the past, there's no disconnect. The incense is a ladder to the pet. I ask you to sit and drink with me, keep me from misfed. Your wisdom grows stronger in depth. We cling to your memories and strive for the standard you set. And it's so therapeutic to use it. I had to put it over music so the culture won't lose it. Locked to the spiritual movement. Hip hop started with boom bap, we ended with boom bap. In the morning, hands raise the sun like the incense up and pour a libation. In my eye, thinking on my natural. Giving praise, thinking my eye cool. Venerate my ancestors and the natural. Us all have ruled that the weekend prove that your best time. Can't forget your us. For the moon and the light, for the stars shining bright, for my car and my bar when my soul takes flight to the north of abyss. All the things I will miss when my side and my heart travel towards Sirius. Up afar, I can tell where they are when I see the Aru. I can even smell the cakes of the saw. When I roam, miss me when I'm gone. I cool, natural, open arms, welcome home. In the morning, hands raise the sun like the incense up and pour a libation. Giving praise, thinking my eye cool. Venerate my ancestors and the natural. Us all have ruled that the weekend prove right.
Hands up. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. I'm going to just fade that on out. We're going to fade it out. ETEM Hitap Seni Senet. Ankwastajen Ankuja Seneb Dua Henu Sejum. It's your brother Saram Ka. I know most of y'all just ate that Thanksgiving, this, that, and the other. So I thought it'd only be appropriate that you hear from your brother concerning the offering table and giving thanks, and really the first giving grace. ETM Hatap Saber Jason Saber Ampu M Duwat right there, brother Jason Edwards. Going to switch your name over, brother. It's time. It's time. Anyway, let's get to the business today. We're going to talk about the offering formula, and I'm going to share my screen here. Let me zoom in on what I want to show you first, so you can get the idea and the understanding. We're going to go to Paul Miles, just because he did a pretty good breakdown. I like his breakdown. It's not bad. And we're going to look at the offering formula. Let me share my screen for you. I'll be watching the chat just in case today. because sometimes I would share the screen and it wouldn't share the thing. So entire screen, share, and let's go to, where you at, Paul? There you are. Let me blow that up for you. Let's start to walk. Boom. Boom. Y'all can see that pretty clear, I'm sure. So what we're looking at here is the offering formula. This video is to go with the other video that I did on Kalam Show the other day when we gave the whole breakdown about the offering formula. I just want to cover some of the small details. This is going to be not too long, but you see here on the left, the Medu Necha, you call it hieroglyphic. That's the type style it's written in, which is pictorial and a few other things. In particular, we've got line 1, we've got line 2, we've got line 3, we've got line 4, and then we've got line 5, which usually has a name after it. Let's begin with the first part. We won't spend a whole lot of time on this part. We want to spend time on the second line, mostly, because that's the part that generally we don't truly understand all the time. So when we start the offering formula, we have this Insu. But we don't actually start there, do we? As you read it here in English, you see Hetep. You don't see Insu until right here. That means we're using honorific transposition. And that means if we see this Hetep here, that would be this glyph right here, this Medu, this tongue of Necha, this word of Necha. This is a table and it has an offering on top. This also looks like the mountain of peace in the Amduat. In case you didn't know, this is a bread loaf here. We're going to talk about the type of bread that is in that particular jar and what it means. So let's begin. We have Hetep, which includes this T, Hetep. Then we go this way, D, and then we go over here in Su. We've got our Su plant. And who are we giving this offering to? Because it's an offering. Really, it says peace offering king. That's what it says in Latin. When we translate it into English, it says an offering which the king gives. Anytime you offer something in ancient Egypt, you are representative of the king. You are just an extension of him. He's an extension of the Necharu, Haru. He's an extension of the gods. He's your representative, similar to your president today. He's a representative of the nation. The nation speaks and goes through him, even though there's a checks and balances system in place in case we get a wild strand. He's selected amongst the best people in the nation. That's how that works. This is why it's always an offering from the king. So they're giving this offering of peace to who? To Wasir Neb, or Asar Neb, Lord. So here it says, gives to Osiris, Lord of. There's no of there, but you can obviously see Asar is there and Neb is here, this bowl here. Here's the throne, here's the eye. So you know Asar is there. Let's go down to the second line. Abju. This is a location. You call it Abydos today. So this says Abju, Jupet. This is the B. This is Abju. Okay, Abju. Over here it says Abydos. So we gave an offering from the king to Asar, who's the Lord of Abydos. Then over here we see this is, see what's in his hand? See that triangle? Same D, huh? So this is DF. He's giving, may he give. And this is what we call a voice offering. a voice offering, meaning that you may not find 1,000 of this, 1,000 of that, but with my voice, I'm going to say it because I want him to have that many, 1,000 of whatever it is, right? Let's stop sharing for a brief moment. I just want to, well, we'll check the chat in just a moment. We'll talk to the chat in just a moment. So right now, you've got that. That's what we have. Now, here's what we want to kind of focus on today. This is Peret Keru. Then it says Henket. You don't see Henket anywhere. Henket would be the equivalent of these over here. This is actually the bread that sits up here. But this bread is not that name. This is a jar of whatever offering it is, right? So Hen and Ket, if we break Hen Ket down, they're measurements. Let's go look at some measurements real quick. Let me know if it switches over. Let's start here. Let me make sure this is showing on the YouTube. It's not. So none of this has been showing on the YouTube the whole time. Let's do it again. Let's make sure we get everything so that you can see it. Let me stop sharing. Present. Share screen. Let's go here first. See, I got to do this the whole time, right? Okay, so y'all see that. There it is. Now it's showing. Finally caught a live Pan-African design, my brother. It is showing. It is showing. Okay. I didn't know if it was showing or not. So I want to make sure y'all see everything. Now, when I switch to this next one, because this is what happened last time, we want to make sure it shares. So I'm going to hit share. Let me see. Stop screen share. Now we're going to go to the next one. Share the screen. We got the offering. Let's go entire screen. And let me see if it's sharing when I do it. Wow, bam. Let me see. Yeah, it's on there. Okay, cool. Perfect. I'm going to blow this up some for you guys, right? Because we need to know. So when we look at those measurements over there that we just talked about, it says Hen and Ket. Hen and Ket. So right here, this line here, see this one? It says the king beardless kneeling and making an offering. Above are 4 vertical lines of hieroglyphs. It says this, it says, there is offered to them 1 hen measure upon earth. So this is the hen measure. You have the hen measure. The other one is the Ket measurement. Let's go to the Ket. Let's make sure it shares after we do it. Okay, I'm here. Let me see. Yeah, it's sharing. Perfect. All right. So let's go to the Ket measurement. So here we're going to read just a tad bit so you can see a little bit about where this comes from. Records of land area also date to the early dynastic pyramid. The Palermo stone records grants of land expressed in terms of ka and setat. Those are amounts of land. Mathematical papyrus also include units of land area in their problems. For example, several problems in the Moscow mathematical papyrus give the area of rectangular plots of land in terms of setat and ratio of the sides, and then require the scribe to solve for their exact lengths. The setat was the basic unit of a land measure and may originally have varied in size across Egypt's known cities, septods. Later, it was equal to 1 square ket, where a ket measured 100 cubits. The sektat could be divided into strips, 1 ket long and 10 cubit wide, a ka. So a ket is a measurement, it's an amount, okay? When you're giving this offering, that's what you want for your brother and your sister. You want them to have a ket, a hin ket measurement of what? Oxes, fowl, bread, wine, beer, milk. Milk was often one of them. So let's read this over here again. It says Abydos. It says, an offering which the king gives to Osiris, Lord of Abydos. May he give a voice offering of bread, beer, oxen, fowl. Now let's go to the Medu Necher. Hatep di Nasu Asar Nev, a peace offering to Asar, Lord. Abju dia Paret Keru et Hinket Ka'u Apeju, Lord of Abydos, Df giving, and this is a voice, he's giving Paret Keru. What is Paret Keru? Remember over here was this house, and it's this strip right here. And then it says Hinket. Where's the Hinket? It's not these. These are Apeju. This is your Hinket. This is your measurements here. These two here. A hin offering and a ket measurement. Hinket. And then you have your fowl. Apeju at the end. Hinket, you have Ka'u, Ka'u, and Apeju. So let's look at Hinket a little more involved, right? Let's go a little further. We don't even need that. We'll read this later and we'll correct it. Let's go into the dictionary real quick. We want to see the type of bread that is. Let me blow it up for you. Let's blow it up. So let's go to different types of bread. This way you know. So haref, you see that? You have the hori face. Let me blow it up bigger. You have the hor and you have the viper, horef, and this is the bread. So it's a kind of bread. So we know it's not that kind of bread. Let's find out what kind of bread it is. Is it the Ijir? I don't think it's this one either. But let's look just to make sure. It's not this bread either. Let me find it. It's on this page. Amam. An amam is a container for bread. A-M, A-M. And you see it said twice. A-M, A-M. And then you have the container itself. Container for bread, etc. Let's see. I bet it's this one down here. This Inciti. I bet it's the Inciti type of bread. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is right there. You see that glyph? Let's pull it up. Let's blow it up. So here, in city, and then you got the strokes for the E sound, and then you have right here the Inciti type of bread, which is X2 if you're going by the Vigus strip. Let's click on Vigus real quick. Let's just see what Vigus is talking about. This is talking about Paret, so we'll get to that in a minute. Let's go back. So this is the Inciti bread. You see this here? This is the same thing that we find on the top of this and this, which is not so detailed, is it? This is a handful. That's what they call the hen generally. They say a hen measure will be given. Then they say a handful will be given to him, meaning a hen measure will be given to him in the duat. And we read that first in the Asarian. But look, here goes that same glyph right on top of the offering table. Here's your offering table. Here's the part that sits up. And here's that bread right there in its container. That's the same one. Let's go back over here. There it is again. So we know what that is. The Nciti type of bread is the type of bread. But it just goes under Hin and Ket. Because notice in the Medu Netra, when we read it, guess what we didn't say? Nciti. You don't see Nciti in here. Where's Nciti? You don't see it in that second line, do you? You see Hatep Dinasu, Wasir Neb, Abju, Df, Paret, Karu, Et, which is bread generally, Hinket, Hin and Ket, Ka'u, Apeju, right? So here's the bread here. But notice it's not said that it's Nciti bread here. Notice in Hatep we don't say Nciti either. So it's a type of bread here. Let's go to these two here. This is Paret Karu. Let's see. Let's see where the Paret Karu is. Is it here? No, this is here. It is here. Ah, there it is. Let's blow it up. Far side. There they go, right there. Now you'll notice right above it you have per hedge. This hedge is different than this Keru. So here you have Paret Keru, and it's an invocation offering or voice offering. And we know because at the root of this, we have the other word for noisy, and you see it right there. Asakeru, you're noisy. This is a voice offering. Oh, it looks like it fell right next to black and Kim. Another story. Anyway, let's go to Karu again. Paret Karu. It's on this page somewhere here. Neket Karu, Reese. There it is right there. Confident and boastful, right? So it's also when you deliver a verdict. On Facebook, we're not answering that. Brother, if we're doing the show, we can't answer on Facebook, brother. So right there, you've got that. You've got kettle. Now, this is the Venus soup. Hold on, let me wait for them to. Brother Jay, my brother Jay, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna give you. You can hop in on the YouTube if you like. Let me see. Oh, not sharing anything. Appreciate that. See how it does that? See how it does that to me? Let me go back to the share. We got to share again. Hold on. Let me go to the window. So we can share it. Hold up. Brother Jay. They ain't saying nothing. All right. So let me go to share again. Y'all tell me if it ain't sharing. Let me go back to it. Y'all see? Let me go to the YouTube. Let me make sure. Nope. Still ain't sharing. Still ain't sharing. Let's see if we can get it again. Technical difficulty. Give me 2 seconds. We're going to stop the share. We're going to present. Let's go share screen. We're just going to go right to the dictionaries. Okay. So we had that one. But we needed this one. So let's get back to, let me get back in there. Come on, my voice is messing with me today. Let's present, share screen. Let's go to this one up here. All right. We should be sharing now. Let's get back over to it. Appreciate that, Ampu Mdua. Appreciate that, brother. So now let's get back over to it. So this is the Nsiti bread. This is the one that you see. Let me blow it up a little more for you. See that bread right there? That's the one you see. Nsiti. You got your strokes. And here's your bread. Here's your bread. That's the type of bread that you see. Let me see if I switch over, if it'll show it on the Hetep Din Nasu again. So let me, okay. So I don't think you guys can see that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop share, reshare, share screen, and give me that. Hello. All right. We got to do it the long way. My computer been tripping lately. So you see that right here. This is the bread loaf right here on top. Here's our offering table. There's the bread loaf. This D is in this hand right here. So remember when we read it, it said Hetep Din Nasu Wasir Neb. Hetep D Nasu Asar Neb. Then it said Abju Df Paret Keru et Hinket Ka'u Apeju. Here we go. Apej or Ab Ju Jupet right there. DF Paret Keru et Hinket Ka'u Peju. Now, as we just said, this is the Hetep Din Nasu. This here is the bread loaf represented right here. This bread loaf, though, is the Nsiti bread that we just saw. So you don't see it in this sentence at all, do you? The type of bread that this is, you don't see it in this sentence. You don't even see it represented in this sentence. Why? Because it can be a hen measure. It can be a cat. It can be a hen. It can be a cat. I want this much of this. I want that much of that. Right? So when I was talking to my brother Kalam, I was saying it doesn't actually say bread right there. It doesn't say the type of bread. It's saying the measurement that it is. And we just covered that. So, and you can see from offering, because it says a handful in the duat. You see the handful right there. D, giving a handful of some type of henket to you, something that you want a hen measure of, a ket measure of, 1,000 this, 1,000 opedju. You can't put 1,000 ox in your hand. This is a voice offering. You can't put 1,000 fowl, a goose in your hand. This is a voice offering. You can't even carry 1,000 loaves of bread in your hand. This is a voice offering. So there is the henket measure. Now, let me unshare again. Well, let's finish this part off real quick. We'll go down further. And then I'll make sure you've seen each slide because my computer's been tripping lately. So down here you have Sesh, Minket, Senecher. Here's the censer, basically incense. Mirhet, the good smell. Nuwej, right? DF, and you see This is the Jeff, really, like Dej. When you see this cobra, it's a DJ sound. Dej, F meaning him. And what is that? Alabaster, linen, incense, oil, ointment, provisions for him, basically. And then you read the bottom part. Ket, Nebet, Nefer. So that says everything good. We add the and so you can get the translation. That says Ket, Nebet, Neferet. Everything good, Nefer is the good, Ret, Wabet, and pure, Neferet, Wabet, pure. Ankh lives, because there's no upon which, it just says lives. Netcher, God, this flag right here. M lives. Everything a God lives on, right? And then at the end it says in ka in. For the spirit of the Asar Ka will not die. For the spirit of and Puim Duat, because the brother called me like, brother, you're not sharing nothing. For the spirit of at Pan African James, because he typing, y'all typing in the chat, y'all in it like, yo, ain't nothing sharing. So this is the offering formula. This is the part that we focused on today, this Henket portion. So you understand what this is. This is the Nisiyet bread. This is Peret, and this is what? Keru. Let's go to the Vigus dictionary real quick just to make sure we cover the last part of that. Give me just a second so I can unshare and reshare. Hey, Holly Mariam. Let's share the screen. This time we're going to go to right here. So here you can see Peret. Usually it's represented as seasons. This is invocation offerings, Peret Keru. So notice the Peret, per by itself is here. Peret, when you see it with the R underneath and the T underneath, this is the per, the house structure, also used as a season. And here it is again. This is the Keru, this part right here. Let's go to the dictionary real quick and see Keru in the dictionary. Let's go to share screen. So tedious when my computer is acting like this. That's what I hate. So tedious. Then we'll go to a prayer so we can end it out. You can see how this is generally used. There's, let me see. Oh, we showed Carol, but I don't know if you guys seen it. So we're going to do it again just to make sure. Let's go down here. So here's Carol right here. This stick right here. Let me blow it up bigger. Carol right there. Keru. Let's go. It means to be noisy, generally. Disturbance. Keru right there. This stick. Asa Keru. There goes the stick again. You're always going to see that Keru. There it is again. Confident. Keru. So you know how to separate that when you're when you're discussing it and reading it, you can say this is this, this is this, and this is this. The Insiti bread, you see, you can go in the Dixon's dictionary and find that. And Keru. And then Hin and Ket are measurements. So don't forget those. Now let's look at a longer prayer just to finish this off this morning. So we can send you off in a welcoming spirit. Let me see. It is, here's this. Let's go here. It's a pretty good book. Let's borrow it for an hour. We'll go to 126. Always go to the open library, get the good books. Get the better books. And where do I want to start with you? Prayers of Pahari. There it is right there. It's not a bad translation. Let's take a look real quick. Prayer to the God for offerings. An offering which the king makes. To who? To Amun, Lord of the thrones of the two lands. So if you're in the Per Ankh, Temple of Ba'u Emra, you've learned that the Necharu is interchangeable. You already know that from the lesson I put up. It says to Amun, Lord of the thrones of the two lands, King of eternity, Lord of forever, divine ruler, Lord of the high double plumb, soul one before times, greatest of ancients of primeval days, without equal, creator of men and gods, living flame which rose out of chaos in order to lighten the sun folk. There go them sun folk. Let's go over here. This is how you would send off your brother, your ancestor. And then you add a few Necharu. Let's see who they added. And to Nekabet, the shining one, mistress of heaven, lady of the two lands. To Asar, foremost of the westerners, Lord of this, great in Abydos. So we just seen that in the other prayer, right? We only seen it to Asar, though. They didn't put these parts in. This is where you're supposed to understand when you can invoke other Necharu. To Hathor, mistress of the desert borders, fearless among the gods. To Ptahsekir, lord of Shetiet. To Anubis, lord of Resekjal, the south. And to the Enneads, the greater and lesser. Let's go down a little further. May they give 1,000 of bread, beer, meat, and fowl, 1,000 offerings of provisions, 1,000 offerings of every plant which flourishes upon earth. Notice how he's naming other things than just bread, right? A hin measure, a ket measurement. That's why we just covered this today. And 1,000 of everything good and pure, which is offered in the presence of the All Lord. And may they receive the bread and drink which is before the Lord of eternity, and the milk which appears upon the offering table, and the water which gushes forth from Elephantine, and the north wind which blows over the land. They even offering wind. They offering wind to your face. At the festivals of the month, the 6th day and the half month, the great processions, the rising of Septat, the feast of jubilation of Jehuti, of the first birth of Asar, of Isis, the precision of men, the precision of the 4th day, the evening offering, the rising of the river, and the festivals of heaven, according to their days and according to their daily rituals. We're about to end it off here. May they provide for you a sacred robe of the finest linen, from those taken from the limbs of the Necharu. May they anoint you with the sacred oil. May you drink the water that is left upon the altar, and may you receive offerings from what is upon it, as one honored among the foremost of the blessed. For the soul, Ka and Ka, for the soul, Ka and Ka, say it again, for the soul, Ka and Ka of the mayor of El Kab, the scribe, Pahari, Ma'e Keru, vindicated. Simple as that. That's how your prayer goes. That's how it's offered. You've got a good English translation right there, so you have understanding of both. And you can put those together and you can go forth and remember who you are and be in the SAR. Uncle Jed, Uncle Jasaneb. Dua Henu for listening. We keep it simple today. Any questions in the chat before we close out? Good to go. Awesome. Awesome. With that, we'll end it out. I believe y'all seen that last part. Let me make sure y'all seen that last part, man. No, y'all seen it because it's right here. So I know you seen it. But see, it's showing here, but it wasn't showing there. Let me make sure y'all see. Aquaste Jesenu, Aquaste Jet. Nothing, dua. Let me make sure this one's shared. It's shared at the end too. Y'all seen it? Okay, awesome. Good. So, because I know y'all did your Thanksgiving, cats be like, conscious community. And be right there eating that turkey. I know. I seen you. I ain't even see you, but I seen you. We saw you, man. We know. It's all good. Imhotep, I'll see y'all soon.